This is what you need to know now. Powerful storms slam the northeast, flooding streets and subways. All 8 people on board a charter plane are killed in a crash in remote Alaska. Plus, Neutrogena addresses the backlash over its treatment of Hayden Panettiere. I'm James Longman from ABC News. It's Friday, August 21st, and this is what you need to know. Let's get right to the big story. The northeast is cleaning up after powerful storms slammed the region overnight. Heavy rain flooded streets from D.C. to Philadelphia to New York, stranding drivers and sending water pouring into subway stations. On Long Island, a waterspout came ashore and tore through 2 beach clubs, damaging or destroying dozens of cabanas. One person suffered a minor head injury, but a firefighter says it's, quote, by the grace of luck that more people weren't hurt. The storms also wrecked air travel, cancelling more than 800 flights and delaying 6,000 more. In Delaware, a tornado tore through the city of Dover, leaving behind a trail of destruction. The twister sent debris flying and badly damaged 2 hotels, with pieces of the buildings wrapped around power lines. No serious injuries have been reported. Crews are out this morning assessing the damage. Breaking overnight, another deadly plane crash, this time in Alaska. All 8 on board were killed. A small plane went down in a remote area in the western part of the state yesterday afternoon. The military says it was a civilian contracted aircraft and called it a devastating loss. The names of the passengers and 2 pilots have not yet been released. Chilling new video shows the moment a small plane slammed into a Pennsylvania State Police helicopter, killing the pilot. The plane suddenly veered off the runway while landing, blindsiding the chopper as it hovered a few feet off the ground. The 2 troopers on board the helicopter walked away with minor injuries. This morning, a truce on the airwaves. President Trump gave an interview to Michael Cohen, his former fixer turned fiercest critic. It's their first public conversation in 8 years, taped for Cohen's radio show. 8 years ago today, Cohen pleaded guilty to charges that implicated Trump in hush money payments, and his testimony later helped convict the president on 34 felony counts. Now, the 2 men say they're moving on.
I respect the fact that you recanted everything you said, and that's a big thing that you did.
Reconciliation doesn't mean surrendering your principles or rewriting facts. It simply means deciding that your story doesn't have to end in its worst chapter.
Hours before the interview, Cohen was asked whether he took back anything he said about Trump. Cohen responded, "What was said, and that's where I stand with it." The USS Abraham Lincoln is heading home from the Middle East after 9 months at sea and complaints of poor living conditions and declining mental health. The Pentagon disputes those reports. The ship's 5,000 sailors and Marines are expected to arrive at their port in San Diego in 4 to 5 weeks. Another aircraft carrier, the George Washington, has taken its place in support of U.S. operations against Iran. Sources say the FBI has searched the home of former Congressman Eric Swalwell, and they seized his phone and laptop from him at an airport. They say it's part of the investigation into allegations of sexual assault. Swalwell resigned from Congress in April after sexual misconduct claims by at least 6 women. Authorities say they've now identified the masked man accused of terrorizing people on the streets of Philadelphia as 22-year-old Zamir Hughes. They've released new video they say is Hughes wearing that disturbing doll face mask. Police say Hughes, who's still at large, targeted as many as 16 people, including a female jogger, who they say he chased, severely injuring her leg as she tried to escape. Officials say Hughes travels for work and could now be on the West Coast. Neutrogena is responding to the backlash after the death of Hayden Panettiere. She died on Sunday at 36, and earlier this year she spoke about the company's decision not to renew her contract after opening up about her postpartum depression. Now, the skincare giant says it made her feel unsupported during a very difficult time, adding this is not what Neutrogena stands for. The company also says it's making a significant investment to expand access to postpartum care. Now to some quick hits. Other stories we're following today. A story of survival hundreds of miles off the coast of Mexico. 2 fishermen were rescued on Wednesday after floating inside of a cooler for days, the Mexican Navy said. Their colleagues sent out a distress call when they hadn't heard from them since August 14th. The Mexican Navy then deployed surface and air operations and found them 150 miles off the coast of Mexico. They're okay, and they've been reunited with their families. And a secret son of Belgium's Prince Laurent has officially been named a prince. 26-year-old Clément van der Kerkhoff was born before Prince Laurent married and wasn't publicly acknowledged by his father until last year. Clément and Prince Laurent appeared before government officials to formally establish their legal relationship. Despite his new title, Clément is not expected to take on royal duties or enter the line of succession to the throne. Madame Tussauds has found a fun way of welcoming Meghan and Harry back to the UK, lining up suitcases alongside their waxwork statues at their London gallery. The pair made the shock announcement this week that they'd be leaving California and have enrolled their children in a British school. I think they may have just a few more bags than that. And now, one more thing before you go. A stubborn piglet that took off through the streets of West Hollywood last week has been adopted. Wilbur, the 11-month-old pig, was taken to an animal shelter after he was caught. And when no owner came forward, he was put up for grabs. That's when Grammy-winning, Oscar-nominated songwriter Diane Warren stepped in.
Besides being a songwriter, my other passion is animal advocacy and saving as many as I can. I lose Oscars, but I won a pig.
And that is what you need to know. For breaking news and live updates throughout the day, check out ABC News streaming on Disney+. New episodes streaming every day only on Disney+.